Have you ever noticed that satellites just keep flying around Earth without ever stopping? No gas stations in space, no engines constantly roaring, and yet, they keep going. For years, even decades. So, what's the secret? How do satellites move without running on fuel? It almost sounds like magic, but it's not. It's pure science. And it's beautiful. Let's go back to the beginning. Satellites don't launch themselves. They ride into space on the back of massive rockets. These rockets use an enormous amount of fuel to escape Earth's gravity. Their job is to push the satellite high enough, and fast enough, into orbit. Once the satellite reaches the correct height and speed, the rocket detaches. And from that moment on, the satellite is on its own. Now here's where it gets interesting. In space, there's no air. No air means no resistance, no drag, no wind, which means, nothing is slowing the satellite down. It doesn't need to keep burning fuel to stay in motion. According to Newton's first law, an object in motion stays in motion unless something stops it. In space, there's nothing to stop it. So the satellite just keeps moving. But if it's moving in a straight line, why doesn't it fly away into deep space? Because Earth's gravity is constantly pulling it inward. Imagine a race between two forces. One is the satellite's forward speed, and the other is gravity, pulling it down. When those two forces are perfectly balanced, the satellite doesn't crash, and it doesn't fly off. It orbits. Orbiting is really just controlled falling. The satellite is falling toward Earth, but it's moving sideways so fast that it keeps missing. So it keeps falling around the planet, over and over. That's what orbit is. Not floating, but falling, forever. Think of it like this. Imagine throwing a baseball sideways off the top of a mountain. If you throw it gently, it'll fall and hit the ground. But if you throw it fast enough, really fast, it'll curve along with the Earth and just keep going. That's what satellites do. They're like baseballs moving so fast that they never hit the ground. Different satellites have different jobs, and so they're placed in different orbits. Some are very close to Earth, like the International Space Station. Others, like GPS or weather satellites, orbit much higher. The higher they are, the slower they move. It's all about balance, speed, altitude, and gravity working together. Now you might wonder, what if a satellite drifts out of position, or needs to turn? Great question. Many satellites are equipped with tiny engines called thrusters. They're not like the big rocket engines used during launch. They're small, precise, and use very little fuel. These thrusters are only used occasionally, to make tiny adjustments in direction or orbit. Even cooler, some satellites don't use fuel at all to turn. Instead, they use spinning wheels, called reaction wheels, or even magnetic fields to reorient themselves. These clever systems let satellites rotate or aim antennas or cameras, without burning a drop of fuel. So in the end, satellites don't stay in motion because of engines or fuel. They stay in motion because space lets them. No air, no resistance.